What's up, everybody? We are back. John Delarose here. Delarose.com. That's DELARROZ.com. Last time we visited our Star Trek graphic novel collection, which is growing. I've got about 40 volumes of this now, and I've only read, I think, 11 of them. We did the early Voyages Part 1 and actually skipped ahead to Book 18 because I just wanted to continue this series. I enjoyed it so much. I thought this was the best Star Trek that I've read so far, and this continues that. So this is by Dan Abnett, who's done a lot of, and Ian Eddington on the writing end. And Abnett's done a lot of like Guardians of the Galaxy, Warhammer. So he's a big sci-fi guy. Patrick Zurcher does most of the art, though there's a couple other artists on it also. And these are all like one-shot stories pretty much. I mean, sometimes two-parters that come together. And as you see, like this is Shuttle Crash on a Planet. It involves Captain Pike prior to the original series second pilot, I guess. So you've got Spock and Pike and that the number one gal, the redhead yeoman lady from the Cage, and a couple other characters that they filled out the crew with in order to make it more interesting. And in this one, they actually find this like separated group of Vulcans that have abandoned Surak's ways, so they're all warlike, and they're fighting each other, and they want to kind of steal the Enterprise and fight the galaxy. Beautiful sci-fi art. You know, you see the little the core weapon here, which they're gazing upon as they're about to have their big epic battle, and it was just a nicely done thing. Now, this apparently came out in 1997, and it was kind of the end of Marvel Comics era with the Star Trek books, and before IDW got the rights to all of this. But man, I mean, this is one of those series that like I would read this forever. If it continued forever, I would absolutely read it forever. There's a Klingon bad guy who's kind of after Captain Pike, who's a recurring character from the first volume, and he sets up this whole deal with Captain Pike, where he's like, you know, off ship so he can kind of try to take him down. Very cool. There's some bad scans in this though. You can kind of see the graininess on a few of the pages. It's not all of them, but there is enough where it's problematic, I would say, and suffers some enjoyment issues because of that. I think it's just one issue that really does that, as I recall. Now, they have one character who's this guy, and he's a new character because obviously they didn't have a budget for some purple weird alien guy in the actual show. And he gets recalled to his planet. They've got some weird like hive mind thing that goes on, and they have to investigate this sort of killings that's going on. And it turns out it's all their like psychological reverberations through the race that it's caused from. This is what I'm talking about. Some of these scans just don't look very tight, especially on the colors. It's like a little dotty and grainy. I don't know if the colors were just originally done that way or if it's... I think it's the scan. Huh. I don't know. But, yeah, some of these colors in the late 90s get kind of weird with... You see the funky deal here. Michael Collins actually did the art for this issue, who I really like. I think he does a pretty solid job, too. But they end up dealing with these background things and getting rid of it. Then they go on shore leave on Earth. We get some personal drama going down on that front, which is kind of nice. Some background character moments, which are cool. And they end up then chasing after this Warfleet that's working for the Tholians. And this Warfleet, you know, kind of has a moment where they realize the humans are more advanced than they thought they were. So they kind of back off because of that, because of the human charity of Spirit at the end of this. So very fun. Very in line with Star Trek. I'm stoked for this. There is a third volume, and I believe that rounds out the series. So I'll be reading that at some point soon. And of course, all these have a special treat in the back, which is the Gold Key comics. And this is Gold Key number 16. And this is Len Wein's last issue as a writer on this. And he wrote 8 issues. Of course, he is a legend as far as the comics world goes. So very cool to get this stuff and read this stuff from 1972. And this is called The Inquisitors. and they of course find some weird civilization on a planet, and it turns out there's this like weird master inventor who's made all these robots of all these old characters, and so he wants Spock to Spock's brain so that he can make his own deal. Very pretty stuff. There's Spock all tortured. And that's that. So, beautiful book. Again, this is just great Star Trek. I call this like a 9 out of 10. Very fun. And we'll be back with more Star Trek Eagle Moss reviews. I love this collection. They got the spine matches and makes a bunch of pictures. And the early Voyages is so far the best of what I've read. So we'll see how well these different smattering of series continues as we read all of Star Trek. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll see you soon.